Okay. This is just like a sound check thing. So I'm going to say a phrase, and then you have to cheer. And then you're going to say the phrase, and then I'm going to cheer. And then
yay.
Yeah.
And clap?
Yeah. That way I can hear the thing. Okay. What should I? Oh, give me my money. Yay. Okay, and then you do it.
Give me my money. Okay.
No, I saw that on TikTok. I wanted to try it on you.
What was I supposed to do?
That. You just like what? I don't know.
Oh, like a trust fall thing?
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't there for me. You just let me fall on the floor. I just fell on the floor and you just watched.
What's up, everybody? This is Nikki Trez.
This is Manioso.
And you...
Oh, we're recording.
Yes. We are listening to Bubble Bath Stories, your favorite 15-minute podcast. It is just me and you this week.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, do we have a show for you. Okay, we are going to talk about these pro-Palestinian anti-Harris or anti-vote.
Yeah,
protesters.
Yeah, there is on social media right now throughout the land, a trend happening where there's they want to do a protest against Kamala Harris's presidency, based on the fact that she is against, I guess, because she voted for funds against Palestine, right?
Did she?
That's what the trend that's going around is saying. How true that is as far as percentage.
They're also saying she's an ex-cop.
Yeah, it's really weird. So basically, they're protesting against Kamala Harris, before she even gets fully into it, right?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? It's a lot of these TikTok influencers.
Yeah.
It feels like, right? I'm gonna say it. It feels very performative on their part. Palestine has been going through a genocide, and I feel like everybody's been on the same page of that needs to stop. And so now all of a sudden we are 3 months, if that, away from elections.
Yeah, just about.
And
less.
This is a really big deal for the United States because we can't have Trump back in office.
It's a really historic election this year.
Yes. So at some point, these I don't want to call them influencers. These social media.
These TikTokers.
These social media activists who have huge platforms are getting on their platforms and basically saying, if you support Harris for presidency, you are basically responsible for the genocide. And I wish they said it like that, but they're very specific on blaming black people for their decision to vote for Harris, if they choose to vote for Harris.
Yeah.
And that because of that, they're basically the reason for the genocide. And I think we can agree that something feels off about that whole idea.
Definitely.
One, why are you telling an ally to not vote for their interests in the country they live in?
Yeah.
That doesn't feel very on brand for activism.
It doesn't. And the other side of what they're saying with that isn't just to not vote for Harris. They're specifically saying to vote for Trump in the election to spite people.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, so one of the videos that you showed me, and we'll make sure to share the videos.
Yeah. We'll make sure to have all the links to the show notes and all that.
Yeah, one of the videos you shared, it was showing an example of one of the guys who was saying that the protest is at the extreme level of voting specifically for Trump or a third party, so that way voting for a third party so that Trump gets elected. So that way, it's to stick it to everyone for what happened in the last past few years.
Oh yeah, that he was basically saying that he's gonna teach him a lesson, like
Yeah.
that it teaches us a lesson
That's
because
the
we
ideology
voted
behind it.
because we voted for Harris.
Yeah.
Where do you live though?
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Where do you live? Because if you live in America and you're saying that, what? That is bad for you.
Yeah.
As well.
The ideology is it's pretty nuts.
It's not just nuts. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
The other thing that I thought was really fun. Let's get back. I don't even know if they live in America. I think one of the TikTok social media activists. Mm-hmm. I was reading comments that like she doesn't even live in America. She lives in Greece. Yeah. And so that struck me as odd because I wondered if these other social media activists live in other countries because the way they're talking about the government is it's like they live in another country.
Yeah.
I don't think they understand that the president really doesn't have that much power, guys.
Yeah. When it comes to actual war, like the guy said on one of the videos, quick civic lesson, the president doesn't actually even declare war. It's Congress, it's representatives. It's you're protesting the wrong people. It's another example of what we say before too. When you protest the wrong people, they're not the ones who actually declare the war. That's all up to our representatives.
Right. So so the president can't even declare war. What do you think the vice president can do?
Yeah, only break ties.
Do you want to know why everybody loves being vice president? Is because like it's probably the easiest fucking job in government.
But also, like, nobody wants to be vice president because you literally can't do anything.
It's a double-edged sword. Yeah. I feel like maybe Pence was the only one who was just like, fuck, I really got the short end of the stick. Like, this guy sucks. He was trying to have me killed. Everybody else, the only one they get funny buddy pictures.
Yeah, the only president that wielded power was early 2000s, as far as my opinion, or early 2000s. Cheney, who was basically in charge of the whole Defense Department.
But needless to say, in this situation,
Harris had no power to do anything.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to blame her for, like, in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, all politicians have gotten to where they are by making terrible decisions for thousands of people. Hundreds, millions, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But as far as like decision making, like as far as what you are saying, decision making, no, that wasn't Harris.
It's like mind boggling, right? Here's the thing. I agree. I do agree. If Biden was to run, yes, we should still be protesting. We should asking, why do you deserve our vote? Like, yes, but he's not anymore, right? Now somebody new is coming in. If you are getting on a platform where you have 1.1 million followers, 800K followers, a lot of followers, and you are telling them, if you vote for Harris, someone who might make things a bit better for Americans, if you vote for her, you are the reason for the genocide. You are not true to the cause. That just doesn't make any sense, because no vote, if you're also saying, oh, I get that Trump sucks too, and you're telling people not to vote or to vote for a third party, I'm putting third party in quotation marks because, hello, when has that ever worked?
It's one thing to vote third party for true ideology, like you actually believe in what that person is doing and are trying to give them a chance. Whole other thing just to cancel out people's votes.
Yeah, or it's ignorant. One, it's just ignorant. because they're saying that we are just hopping on this train because we're desperate to be on this train just to avoid Trump doing it. And that is, I don't know if that's right, because before Joe Biden stepped down, we definitely were like, it is scary. Like, I feel like everybody was really scared. And now that is not the case anymore, I feel like people are more hopeful about what can happen. So, yes, we're going to go in that direction. And then when she's in office, then we, put the pressure on. Because then she's got 4 years of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Joe Biden has senioritis, okay? He is on vacation right now. Yeah. He's not like, whatever his involvement is at this point, he is no longer even in the picture.
And we don't know right now too. She could bring in an entire different administration. Yeah. You don't know if she's going to keep everybody there. Yeah. It's too early to tell, and there's plenty of time for anything to change. But the issue that we're seeing, this trend we keep talking about, that it's the worst thing to throw an axe down the middle for. If you do this, then that means this. Yeah. Yeah. Like, if you vote for Harris, that means you're for the Palestinian genocide. No, that is not it at all.
Not at all. I mean, and the other thing that's happening because of this is that a lot of Black Americans are basically saying, well, I'm not supporting Palestine anymore. I'm putting my money, my causes, my resources to other genocides that are happening around the world. And so then when the pro-Palestinian social media activists, get backlash for what they're spewing out without thinking about it, then they try to turn the table on, well, like, your support was just transactional, and it's like they're doubling down on it, and it's terrible. The fact that genocide is still happening is fucking crazy. But I think we can all agree, if I'm being honest with you, I'm online a lot. Mm-hmm. Palestine's and what is happening over there has been front and center. But it's also been a tragedy since the 70s, the 60s. Like, we have had a problem with where we align as a country with Israel during all of this. Mm-hmm. What you guys think you're doing now as a social media trend is not all of a sudden gonna stop that.
Yeah. Also, it's the issue itself is so broad and worldly. Because like you just said, it's not just Palestine. There's a lot of places that are experiencing genocide in general, and it's not like somebody who's coming. It's not like the people who are voting for Harris are for Palestinian genocide at all. Like, if you and I vote for Harris, it's literally for causes that will help people in Palestine.
Yes. Well, and also, how gross of you to attack Black Americans like that, as if they are not oppressed over here. Like, what? I can't wait for you guys to see the videos. Okay, I want you to click the links to see the videos. I
guess, like, at the end of it, they're trying to say, they're protesting basically to say we'll vote for Harris if she specifically says, America will not fund anything to Israel anymore. I don't see that happening at all as wording either. Okay. So, like, you gotta pick the right thing to protest. It's not even like it shouldn't even be a protest. You should be supporting and saying, hey, we'll vote for you and you need to do this.
Yes, that's exactly how it should be, which is why it's so infuriating that they are really standing on business about what their theory is. So a conspiracy theorist, if I was a conspiracy theorist, is that these are all paid plants by MAGA people who are trying to, drop a messy bomb and get us to fight each other. And that way we are too distracted. Like, I went a little bit of deep dive. And it's so ridiculous that you want, like, you're like, well, maybe it is true. Because, like, people can't really believe this.
There's like a term for that. It can't come to mind right now. But yeah, like people who are purposely putting these little jabs in to make people, to confuse people about what the truth and what the real issue is.
Yeah.
Especially people who look like they're coming from your own tribe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. We're all colored. Why are you telling us not to vote for the colored person?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Also the videos, like when you peel back the layers to them of how they don't make sense, they start to just fall back on things like one of them was talking about how the girl said y'all. I hate it when people speak.
Yeah, she got the business.
Yeah, she got the business because she started laughing at her for saying y'all, and she's like, what do you mean by y'all? And when she starts laughing, I was like, there it is. Everything you're talking about doesn't even make sense. You're laughing at the person while she's trying to make a point.
Yep.
And the whole time before that, you're asking to be respected and to speak respectfully.
She put her on mute. I really want you guys to watch it. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen it because the videos are TikTok videos, but I can't wait for you guys to see it. Another thing is, if you don't vote, it's not like you magically don't count as a person.
Yeah.
If you don't vote, it can be a bad turnout.
Yeah.
Okay. So vote.
Yeah, you got to get out there and vote, man. This is really a very, very important election.
Another thing I wanted to point out, this is activism, because I think I said earlier, this is why I don't believe in activism. I shouldn't say that. I feel true activists understand what the big picture is. Mm-hmm. And the people who are making these content videos, who are trying to suppress votes, who are trying to, make guilt trip people and giving the wrong information.
Yeah.
To try and make that happen to big up their cause. Those are not real activists. Those are performers.
Yeah. That
is all performative.
What's your own personal way of being an activist or protesting?
I'm not intense about it, if I'm being honest with you. I give money if I can. I think one thing is, if you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
And sometimes, correcting people or trying to understand something that maybe you're not necessarily a part of. But basically being an ally, the best way that I can be.
I definitely 100% believe that the world is run by corporations. And so I think the best form of activism really is sticking it to them in the wallets.
Yeah.
And when we share these lists of products and their corporate cores of the companies that own them, and we can find out which ones we should be or shouldn't be buying from.
Yep.
The alternatives. I think that's personally my best way of doing it.
Yeah.
I didn't go to McDonald's for the last year. And when people would go, I would say, hey, do you want me to get you something? I would say no. There you go. There was my activism. I haven't been to Starbucks in so long.
But they were side-eyeing them the whole time.
Because one of the girls brought on the podcast, on the videos we were watching, brought that up about how for the last year we've been doing everything we can as far as our own comforts,
Yeah.
So it's like at some point you can't ask us all to be a part of a march,
Yeah.
It's your march.
Yeah. Well, and another point.
So that's how I do it.
Yeah.
I just don't buy the products that I'm not supposed to buy.
Another point I would like to.
As he takes up another coconut water.
Another something else I want to point out is that we're looking to a black woman to fix problems that have literally been around for decades.
Yeah,
and we're basically saying your white male counterparts, even the black president that we did have twice, 2 terms, couldn't solve this problem. But you better figure it out, or else we're gonna, tell people not to vote in hopes that the other guy wins. What?
It's funny.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's funny you bring that up. It does sound comical when you put it that way. And it sounds like a really American problem, too. 2 white guys couldn't fix it, so we brought in a strong black woman.
Yeah. Well, and so if she can't figure it out.
And she's here to clean house.
Yeah, what the fuck? Listen, the point of it, we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Because the point of all this is go vote.
Yeah.
Vote.
Definitely.
Do your research. Vote.
Vote.
Your cause, how you choose to protest, where you choose to put your resources. Mm-hmm. If it is helping somebody in need, a group in need, then you are doing good.
Your job is
your heart.
If you work that day, your job's supposed to give you time off to go vote. Go vote.
Go vote.
If
someone says, I'm not gonna vote because of X, Y, and Z, just be like, then if you, or I don't care who wins. Well, if you don't care, why don't you just vote? What's the big deal? Vote.
Just go vote. Go get that sticker. Go
get
that pen. Go vote.
Anyway, we want to know what you guys think. So you can hit, if you want to know where we're up to, you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I was close. At Bubble Bath Stories.
You can find me at Got No Time for This.
And you can find me at Nikki Trends. And if you guys want some cool official merch, you can hit up our website at bubblebathstories.co. If you're looking to vent, compliment, complain,
or, tell us your opinion on this whole thing.
That too. Participate in the conversation.
Yeah.
You can hit us up on our hotline.
Definitely.
At 347-878-1144.
All right.
I got it?
I think so.
Awesome.
That's
anyway, guys.